And then we're going to come into a lunge position. So let's take the right foot forwards, the left knee back. If you can, guys, really straighten your left leg. I know it sounds like an easy instruction, but that left knee, the back leg, is going to want to bend. So really straighten it, so much so that you feel the back of your knee stretching and the left buttock engaging a little bit. And then the back heel, the left heel, is directly over your left toes. From here, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back of the head. Squeeze the elbows back. And then use your head as a tool to open your shoulders. I'll explain that in a different way. Push your head into your hands so that you start to stretch into the shoulders and across the chest. Maybe looking up towards the ceiling, but push strong pressure from the head into your hands, squeezing your elbows back so you can no longer see them with your peripheral vision. Keep your breathing deep. There's quite a bit of stamina in this one. Again, if there's knee issues, don't drop down too low. You can lift up a little bit with that front leg. If you can now, really let the head lay down onto the hands. Squeeze the elbows away from each other. Now, coming out in a way that suits you, but if you can, we're going to leave the hands there. Step forwards with the left foot. Step back with the right foot. But if you needed to undo the bind or the bada with the hands, that's fine too, and just reestablish it again. So right leg this time is super straight. Right heel comes over the toes, bending the left knee. And then squeeze the head back into the hands. Squeeze the elbows away from each other, so you're stretching through the front of the chest. Keep your breathing steady. Maybe you can go down deeper into your lunge, so maybe you can drop those hips, but be careful of your knee. Make sure you're not overdoing it. That's important always. Pressing the head back a little further into the hands if you can. Squeeze the elbows back. Good, and then from there, we're going to place the hands onto the ground and step back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now it should feel even more warm through the shoulders so that you can push back a little bit. And then when you're ready, just coming onto the knees, and then you can send your legs around in front of you so that you can come to sit. We're going to take the soles of the feet to touch each other. So that means that the knees will be bending. And there's no pressure to kind of push the knees down to the ground or anything. They can be quite high. And we're going to take the hands together like we are doing with the feet. So soles are touching. Palms are touching, and we're taking the hands just to the top of the head, right? So the palms are together in prayer position, but we're taking the kind of inner wrist, the lovely tender bit, onto the top of the head there. So the hands and feet are doing the same thing pretty much, right? Except your toes are facing forwards, your fingers are facing up. And the elbows and the knees are doing the same thing pretty much, right? So they're poking out to the sides. Now, the trickiest bit, you're all looking good there. The shape of the legs and the arms are perfect. The trickiest bit for all of us will be sitting straight at the same time. So the limbs are feeling a challenge, but actually it's more the trunk that's getting the challenge here. Taking the echo from the lunge position where we have the interlaced hands behind the head, take that sort of element of drawing the elbows back. Keep the breathing deep here. Take breaks if you need to. Keep your back as straight as possible. You're trying to squeeze those elbows back behind you rather than having them blinker in your eyes. Good, and then releasing the arms down. It's way harder than it looks, I think. So from there, crossing your legs, doesn't matter which leg is forwards because we're going to switch anyway. And we're going to take hold of, I'll mirror you, take hold of your right wrist with your left hand, lifting the arms up. See if you can get them by your ears. And if not, maybe a little bit in front of the face, and just work them to where your ears are. Some of you might be able to take the hands behind the ears, right? So if you can, you start to bring the arms into the space behind you. And then from there, we're going to move to the left. So gently pulling your right arm towards the left side of the room you're in. So you start to stretch the right side of the body. And just look towards your right knee. Keep breathing there. And we come back up, and then we'll just switch which leg is in front. And then we'll take hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Lift the arms up, see if you can get them by your ears. Might be a work in progress, so go handy. Or behind the ears if you're mobile there. And start to move over to the right. And then just look at your left knee. So you're keeping the neck nice and easy. Take a good hold of that left wrist and kind of pull into your stretch. So the side bend is stretching through the side of the trunk, but it's also going under the arms there. It's a lot of shoulder work today. Really good to do that. It helps us with our ability to breathe and to get nice blood flow moving up into our lovely brains. So don't ever look, if you feel stiff, don't ever look at that as a negative thing. Stiffness is an opportunity to become more mobile. Whatever your difficulty is, that's your practice, right? Carl Jung said, wherever your fear is, that's your practice. But I like to change it for the yoga. And then inhale, coming up to center, and exhale, release. Now